Today we're going to talk about just one day. One day that doesn't go the way you think it should. Now what? Let's go. Hello dearies, I'm LeFae. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me today. If you're one of my returning friends, hi! I'm so glad you're back. And if you're new here and you didn't know, I am on an adventure to leave 100 pounds in my past. If that sounds like something that you want to come along with and take the ride with me, go ahead and subscribe before you leave. And when we're done here, don't forget to find me on my socials. I have Instagram and FitBit. Instagram's really fun because I am posting everything I eat in a day over there, and Fitbit helps with the motivation and the encouragement. Sometimes we do challenges. It's super fun. I can't wait to see you there. Dearies, it happens. Every now and then things go off the rails. We blow our food currency budget. There's a party, a family get together, and there's drinks and delicious food, all your favorites from childhood, and the snacks. Oh my stars, the snacks. And you eat them all, and oh no, you realize that you weren't supposed to eat that way, that you didn't exercise enough, right? Give me a thumbs up if you've been there and these thoughts have gone through your head. In the past, I have absolutely felt guilty or bad or some type of not good way because I did something that I perceived as wrong or bad when it came to my diet. Please notice all of the air quotes I am using, because if you saw my stop saying cheat rant, you'll understand. If you haven't, please make sure you watch it after we're done here. When you have a just one day, should you feel guilty? No, absolutely not. Do not feel guilty. You did nothing wrong. You had a good time and you lived your life. That is fine. Having a good time and eating more calories than you probably should is just that, one day. Just because you do it for one day does not mean that that is the way that you're living your life now. It does not mean that that's the way you need to eat and navigate your food and weight choices from here on out. No, it is one day. Own it and enjoy it. If you are going to blow your food budget for whatever reason, the reason doesn't matter. If you're going to make the choice to blow your food budget, please enjoy it. For the love of all things holy, enjoy those just one days. I get it, especially when you are first starting on your weight loss adventure and you are so super focused on the number on the scale and how quickly you're losing weight and how fast you're shrinking and things are falling off your body. I understand that eating too much can make you feel completely and utterly defeated. I am here to tell you that you don't have to feel that way. You don't. Here's your permission. Stop feeling any type of negative way for living your life. It's an adventure. There's rocky parts in adventures. There's challenging parts in adventures. That doesn't make the adventure null and void just because maybe you took a wrong turn and you have to backtrack and go the other way. It still makes it a worthy endeavor. There's something that I did, and I invite you to try it as well if it sounds fun. I sat down and I actually calculated how many just one day days I might have in a year. I thought about how many birthdays do I participate in? How many secular holidays do I participate in? If you missed the memo, I'm pagan. We have 8 other holidays on top of the secular holidays. There are a lot of party days. That's just party days. Then there's also vacations, which we always take at least the one in South Haven. Here's my vlog from this year. And we typically also go camping at least once. Twice is not uncommon. And on top of vacations and holidays and family birthdays, there's also life and impromptu hangouts. I calculated how many of those days I thought I might encounter in a year, and including a couple of I don't care days, because sometimes we just can't be bothered. I figured there's 35, maybe 40 days in an entire year that I am just gonna, whatever. I'm not gonna care. I'm going to partake in one or two too many libations, and the piece of cake I'm taking is just a little bit bigger than a standard serving. Because I know that now, I already know. These are already anticipated. These are already planned. About 40 days out of 365, I may consume 3,000 calories. Maybe 4,000, depending on how thirsty I am, right? If you do the math, let's say it's 3,000 calories is what I consume in that day. And assuming I didn't work out at all, which is very possible, if I have to consume 1,500 calories to lose weight, 3,000 calories is over that 1,500 number, but 1,500 number is not only what my body needs. My body probably needs around 2,000 calories to function. So if I have 3,000 calories, that's only 1,000 calories over what my goals would be for shrinking my body. One day out of the sea of many of being only 1,000 calories more than my body needs, that's not even a pound. 1 pound of fat is estimated to be about 3,500 calories. And what that means, you would have to eat in excess of 3,500 calories. That doesn't mean 3,500 calories in a single day. For me, that would mean I would have to eat 5,500 calories in one day in order to actually gain a pound of fat. Why 5,500 calories? Because my body is using about 2,000, maybe a little bit more if I'm a little aggressive with the steps. We'll say my body will use 2,000 steps in one day just to exist and do the things it needs to do. I would have to eat 3,500 more calories to bring on a pound of fat. That is astronomical. I don't even think I can do that anymore. I would literally be sick. I'm not worried about one day. One day that my body won't even blink over. So why am I blinking over it? Why is my brain going to freak out when my body honestly doesn't care and probably doesn't even notice if I didn't have a stir fry? I say it all of the time. Planning to fail is failing to plan. Since I have done the math, I have already planned these days of overindulgence, these splurge days. I already know that they're going to happen. I've done the math. I know that these 40 days of indulgence are not going to derail my progress. And frankly, I'm not going to gain weight from them either. I am not going to gain true weight from these 40 days. Because I know this, I am also not going to punish myself. I'm also not going to work out harder. I'm also not going to eat less the next day. Well, maybe that's a lie. I might eat less the next day simply because I'm not hungry. I'm not going to purposefully restrict calories though. Also, by knowing and anticipating just these 1 days, I know that if I see any increase on the scale, it's not going to be a true gain. It's going to be water retention. Very likely if I'm eating in a party atmosphere, there are going to be a lot of preservatives and prepackaged foods in that. There's going to be more sodium. I'm going to bloat. There's going to be a lot of waste that my body is going to have to process and get rid of. It's just one day. I have a thought for you. If you do decide to sit down and calculate your approximate just one days for a calendar year, and you don't like the number, if you think it's too many, perhaps, if you know yourself and your eating habits and your triggers, and you know that X amount of just one days is treading on dangerous territory for you, that's fine. You sat down and you logically thought out how many just one days there could be for you. And now you know what that number is. And now, because you have that information, you can make a plan. You can decide how to shrink that number. Perhaps that means for some birthday parties, perhaps you eat beforehand so that you aren't hungry and unduly tempted for things that won't keep you going in a forward momentum. For holidays, perhaps that means you make a specific dish that you know you can eat and be completely satisfied, and you bring it to share, because that way you are contributing to the holiday meal, but also safeguarding yourself. We all have control over our experience. We have control over what we are using to fuel our bodies. I do hope that my just one day perspective has made sense. Hopefully it's helped you, at least in part. Please let me know in the section beyond the veil. How do you approach these just one days? How do you approach the holidays and large family get-togethers and special occasions and impromptu hangouts? What is your experience like with them? Do you anticipate them and know they're coming? Or do you feel blindsided by them and maybe it throws you into a little bit of a panic? Remember, dearies, it's not a cheat. Eating is not wrong. You're not cheating. Part of my adventure is this mission to reframe relationships with food. And those are my thoughts, dearies, on just one day and my perspective on how I have been able to approach my vacations and my impromptu days with my husband and barbecues with family, all of that. That is how I have been able to experience all of these things since June and not freak out and not see a true gain. This is how I've done it, and this is how I know going forward, especially we're coming into fall season. People, spooky time is upon us. It is the time of year where I shine, and there's a lot of treats and there's a lot of parties. Then we go into the Thanksgiving of it all, and the Yule and the Christmas and the New Year's. This part of the year is the bulk of my 40 days. I'm excited about it though. I am not dreading it. I'm excited and looking forward to it because I know that the habits that I have built for myself over the summer are strong and I will not be derailed. This Friday is my week 13, Lucky 13 weigh-in and progress report. I will be going live again at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So please do set a reminder for yourself. We did have a fun live this past Friday for week 12. It was a blast and I cannot wait to do it again. So Friday, live progress report. Wednesday, I am going to be discussing the body positive of it all while also still losing weight. I maintain one can be body positive and also lose weight. Those are not mutually exclusive. Probably an unpopular opinion. I guess maybe it's a little bit of a rant again. Maybe I'm feeling a little ranty. I have lots of emotions surrounding these topics lately. If any of that sounds interesting, please don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Check in with me in the section beyond the veil. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you live Friday morning. Bye, dearies.